Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining me. On this episode of Build Your Own, we're going to build, price, and option a 2019 Ford GT. Before we do, however, I just want to remind you that if you find this build and price review helpful, informative, or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. The resurrected Ford GT is a track-focused hypercar that can hang with the best that Europe has to offer. Unlike the supercharged V8 in the previous generation GT, the new car is equipped with the twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 engine that is similar to the one found in the Ford F-150 Raptor, which I have done a build and price review on, and I'll put a link up to that right now. Okay, let's get into this build and price review. Not a long intro for this Ford GT. 2019, I mean, this car basically speaks for itself. We already know it's super fast. They're not going to spend a bunch of time talking about the infotainment system and rear parking assist and all that. They're going to be talking about all the performance and the aero and all that. So at the end of my intro, as short as it was, I did talk about that 3.5-liter V6, and ironically, that's the first thing they're going to start talking about. It says this is what true innovation looks like, from the 3.5-liter EcoBoost tech to its ultra-efficient aerodynamics. The Ford GT is a culmination of everything great we do at Ford, and it's the same passion for innovation that can be seen throughout our entire vehicle lineup. So clicking this link just takes us to videos, and we don't watch videos in a video. So we're going to click on these tabs, however, and they're going to tell us some different bits of information. So let's do that now. So there were 3 tabs, and so there's 3 images. The first one talks about the rear wing. It says the rear wing is built into the overall aerodynamic design of the fuselage, so it enhances airflow even when not deployed. When deployed, it can change shape to optimize airflow and squeeze out just that extra bit of performance. Next, they're talking about the buttress. You see how the spoiler is here, and there's that buttress, the opening that goes right underneath, so air goes over it and underneath it. It says a great example of engineering ingenuity that went into the Ford GT. The buttresses add strength to the chassis and guide airflow over the car while contributing to drag reduction and efficient airflow management. They also reduce the coefficient of drag and contribute to the downforce that optimizes handling and performance. That's pretty cool. Ride height. It says the 2019 Ford GT Supercar, its ride height can be lowered approximately 50 millimeters, improving its aerodynamics and lowering its center of gravity for optimum performance on the racetrack, for as often as you're going to be out there, right? So this was that module we were just on, but here's a nice shot of those buttresses so we can see that the airflow is coming in. Maybe, I don't know if there's some kind of heat exchanger, right? Some kind of radiator coming through here and some air. They're really got to manage that airflow a lot for all kinds of reasons. Cooling, efficiency, all kinds of reasons they've got to manage that airflow. Innovation, that's what the Ford GT is all about. From its aerodynamically optimized shape to its multifunctional buttresses to its extraordinarily powerful 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6. So they've got all these great images. I kind of showed a few of them at the beginning. So let's just kind of look at the images real fast. Here's the race car, of course. They're going to show a lot about the race car, taking a high-speed turn at testing. They're going to definitely show a lot of the race car, and then, of course, show the road car, because obviously a lot of DNA out of the race car is obviously in this road car. Here they're talking about the carbon ceramic brakes that are fully lit up. Right, here's a racing cockpit. You don't want to be there. Right, they got 32 slides ready for Le Mans. Here's a shot of the car at Le Mans. Nice shot of the back end. You can still see the buttress right through there. It's a nice tail light, a little LED tail light. Looks good. Daybreak at Le Mans. They had the road track, or they got the road car out there, super light, super strong. Running at Le Mans. The car is beautiful too. Sitting at the pit, the car is. Night run. Right? Aerodynamic design. They're showing a nice overhead shot. Here's another shot. This is not at the Nürburgring, or if it is, it's somewhere else around the Nürburgring. What's this one here? It doesn't say anything. All right, we got that one. That one looks like a test mule of some sorts. They're showing the shot of the exhaust, which if you didn't catch it, it's right here in the center up high. Here's one out on the road, running at Le Mans. They spent a lot of time out there. We saw that photo already. And there's the race cars. Okay, yeah, they won, they say. Here's a race-inspired Stalkless steering wheel design. All right, two more photos. This one looks like a long tail version. You know why they would do a longer tail version? So that it can go more stable at high speeds. It looks like a long tail version. And wow, look at the LED headlamps. Those are really attractive. I'm glad I didn't bail out on the photos like I was thinking. The LED headlights look very, very futuristic and otherworldly. So here's the configurators where you can build, and well, I don't know about price. They're probably not going to show any price, but we can at least configure our Ford GT. Now, we're going to come back to that. I just want to show you that, yeah, we are going to configure one so that we can explore all the exciting variations of the Ford GT. Before we do that, there's still a little bit more information to learn, so let's go do that before we come back to the configurator. All right, so finally they're giving us some numbers here. 647 horsepower. That's how much that EcoBoost V6 makes. The teardrop shape of the Ford GT is the result of extensive work in the wind tunnel. Its carbon fiber body, that 647 horse motor, are the ultimate expressions of technological innovation. Look at that. Nice shots, nice close-up shots. The lightweight body is made of carbon fiber. Aluminum structures minimize the weight of the high-strength subframe. Suspension. Long suspension arms and inboard damper packaging deliver track-capable vehicle dynamics, an example of Ford performance engineers exploring suspension design for future Ford performance vehicles. Carbon ceramic brakes, looking quite nice. Look at the Brembo right there, looking hot. To help overall performance, Brembo carbon ceramic brakes have been engineered into the Ford GT. Here they're talking about that engine again, amazingly powerful, right? Twin turbo, 647 horse. Here's a shot of those exhaust outlets up high. That's right here. And there's a shot of those. Here's a shot of the car at speed, surely at the not the Nürburgring, but at Le Mans at daybreak or something like that, or sunrise, or some caption they would have, right? So they got a series of videos here, engineering the Ford GT. See what happens when you give the best automotive engineers in the world the time and, well, money. That's what they mean by resources. They need not to just push the envelope, but bust right through it. So we're not going to look at videos, like I said, because videos within videos, to me, don't play back very well. But we can at least look at the titles and see what they're talking about. So making history. First, we broke the mold, then we rebuilt it for GT patch. So they're talking about the first design phases of this thing, right? From concept to, working model. Right, I can already see that right now. And then we got to keep hitting this thing. Ford GT Aero in action. It says innovation in design meets pure performance in the return of the legendary GT. And then we invited a group of stressed out people to talk about their lives and gave them a lesson they'll always remember. So they've got some real world people out there driving this car, having fun with some speed therapy. And then they show this car out on the track in action, doing what it does best. So, yeah, we can kind of get what that's talking about without looking at the videos. And there seems like there should be one more here, but it's not planned. Let's see if we can see if that might want to come up. Maybe. Maybe there's only 3. Okay, then they've got Ford GT wind tunnel testing, and this is about winning. So, them winning Le Mans, and then, of course, the wind tunnel testing, and then there's a crowd pleaser even within a crowd, talking more about their race car, and then the documentary. Right, the trailer for the documentary. So just going into the car, it's actually really good information. And if you're into that kind of stuff, then you'd like that. But let's move on. All right, here's some stats, some performance stats designed for speed and performance from the ground up. Whether on the road or on the track, every single element of the Ford GT was designed to deliver the extraordinary speed and exceptional handling found only on purpose-built racing cars. Right, well, they've already told us this number, 647 horse, 3.5-liter EcoBoost. But what I just noticed is we've got what? We've got 3 of those little plus signs here again, so we can learn a little bit more information. And so let's do that. All right, so there's actually was 4 slides. I must have missed one of those plus signs. But see, I was just talking about the intake right here. Remember, I was just talking about that. It says the air inlets just ahead of the rear wheels feed cooling air into the intercoolers, right? I said radiators or exchangers or whatever I said. And also acts as inlets for engine air intake. Yeah, they're serving a purpose. Engine, twin turbocharged intercooled EcoBoost 3.5. How many times do I need to say the horsepower number? Why don't you give us the torque number instead? Now they're going to tell us about the exhaust. In addition to being another iconic design element, the exhaust is incorporated into the midsection of the bodywork to maximize diffuser performance at the bottom and to maintain airflow over the top of the body. Right? It's a convenient place to be, so they can keep the bodywork sculpted to control the airflow, and it looks cool too to boot. All right, well, there was a fourth slide. It never wanted to show. Anyway, the very definition of aerodynamic. It's aerodynamically optimized teardrop shape, minimizes drag, and maximizes downforce. All right, downforce. We know what downforce is. Here's another shot from the top. And then we saw these pictures already in the gallery, but now they're using them in a different shot, a different scene here. Yeah, and that with the doors closed. There's a good shot of those really unique LED headlights as well. Very unique. I guess you can't talk about the Ford GT without talking about the race car. Competition makes everyone stronger. The Ford GT is feared on the track thanks to wins all the way to Le Mans. And since that sort of thing winds up in the rest of our vehicles, we win races off the track as well. Right? And then you can check out their race schedule. That's pretty cool. There's a full shot of it if you were perturbed that I was cutting off the bottom. There's a full shot of that race car. It almost looks like a video game picture, doesn't it? Okay, so like I told you at the beginning, and I knew it. I didn't look through this. Oftentimes I don't read through these before I record. I knew that this wasn't going to be about infotainment systems and what kind of leather you get and things like that. People that when you're buying this car, they just kind of include everything and you're picking other things. So we've gone through everything they wanted to tell us about the Ford GT. Let us do the configurator, because that's what this is really all about. Let's configure this thing and see what kind of variation we can make. Okay, so here we are on the Ford GT Supercar Configurator. And I guess we can look through a few slides, find an angle that we like. I kind of like this angle. And it shows exteriors. And so we can first go through exterior colors, stripes, front, rear, and side, lower finish. So exterior colors, there's 8. There's frozen white. There's shadow black. There's that ingot silver that they use across the board on a lot of different models. The liquid gray, the liquid blue, liquid red, and then a triple yellow. I'm not really sure. I'm not really crazy about any of the colors. And so based on that, I think I'm just going to keep it simple. And let's just do a shadow black. Let's just do our Ford GT in shadow black. We'll do ours in shadow black. And then do we want a stripe? I don't know if I want a stripe. We're going to have to pick a different angle so we can see the stripe, though. Hang on a second. All right, so now we have a different angle to see the stripe if we wanted a stripe. I don't know if we really do, though. This is a silver stripe, and what other colors do they have? They have a competition orange. They have a lightning blue, a racing red. So we can do black with a red. I don't really probably want a stripe, but if I did do a stripe, trying to keep with heritage, if I did do a stripe, I probably want to do the silver over the black. Silver over the black, but I don't want to do stripe. I want to do no stripe. We're going to go stripeless, okay? Stripeless. Okay, so I moved on from stripes. Now we're looking at front, rear, and side lower finish. That's down here at the bottom. So we can either have a shadow black, a matte carbon fiber, or a gloss carbon fiber. So I'm going to go ahead and click this link here, this tab here, to see what matte carbon fiber looks like. I want you to look down here, because that's where we're going to see the change happen, down here along the bottom, okay? All right, so that's the matte carbon fiber look. You see it's a little lighter down there. Now let's see what the gloss carbon fiber looks like. Hang on. I might be down for the gloss carbon fiber. Well, or is that going to look too plasticky? Is that or does the matte look too dull? That's the whole thing. Is it either too dull or too plasticky? I'd rather have the shiny bit, I think, because once I wax up my black GT, I want my carbon fiber to be shiny too, TOO. So we're going to go with the gloss carbon fiber, and we've got the shadow black exterior color. All right, next up is wheels. So what is this? The 20-piece You got a 20-piece forged wheel option. You've got carbon fiber. Wow, the graphics on this are horrible. The 20-inch carbon fiber wheels, you got 4 options there. They all look the same based on the picture. And then they've got, what, brake caliper colors you can do. All right, so let me look through this and see what I pick out. All right, so under the 20-inch one-piece forged wheels, right, like I said, they all look kind of ugly, honestly. The forged wheels. What's the silver with titanium lug nuts? What does that look like? Let's see what this looks like on the ground. I don't really think that looks very attractive. So I'm going to close that up. I'm going to try one of each. Let's try a carbon fiber wheel. Let's try a carbon fiber wheel. Here's a gloss finish, matte finish. What does this one say down here? I think I got a slide from down here. Gloss finish with titanium lug nuts. So that's the same kind of deal. Let's do this gloss finish with titanium lug nuts and then see what that looks like. Well, I think that looks better than the other ones. All right, so we're going to go with the gloss finish with titanium lug nuts. But here's the deal, though. Didn't one say carbon fiber? No, gloss, matte finish. I thought, oh, yeah, they're all carbon fiber. I'm sorry. It's just the finishes they're talking about. All right, so we like the gloss finish with titanium lug nuts. That one's pretty cool. Okay, next, what do we want to do with our brake calipers? Do we want, like, say, an orange? Do we want, in a sea of all black, do we want just a little splash of color, or no? Or do we want something real subtle, like maybe say like the silver? So, like, check right here, because I can see the brake caliper is here, and looks like the other brake caliper is, I want to say it might be right there, but it might be right there. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's try it in silver, see how subtle that looks. With all the carbon fiber and the gray, I think that the silver brake calipers, you won't really be able to see it. It looks muted, but that's what maybe looks very hot about it, though. Let's check it out. Yeah, it did lighten that area up. It's a little light right there. You can see the silver calipers. That looks good. Now let me show you a shot with, say, like, I don't know, orange. Let's check out the orange. That looks kind of gnarly too, though, doesn't it? That looks kind of gnarly. Actually, let's go with the orange calipers. We're gonna go with the orange calipers. I think that looks fun. Red would look cool too, but red's just too traditional. You always see red as performance brake calipers on everything. I mean, you can see that on anything. So let's do the orange just for fun. Okay, here we are in the interior, and please tell me that is not cloth-looking interior. That looks like cloth interior on a car that costs who knows how much. At any rate, dark energy. What does dark energy say? Ebony Alcantara wrapped carbon fiber seats with ribbed something cloth insert. So it's some high-end cloth, but nonetheless, it's cloth. I do not want cloth. What's the launch control look? Why don't they just show the picture? That's the launch control look. It's got ebony and orange leather wrapped carbon fiber seats with pillowed leather inserts. Let's just see what it looks like. How about that? I'm just going to see what it looks like instead of reading it. We'll do launch control. All right, so I guess that ribbed whatever is just going to be there. You're not going to get rid of that. And then you have what? What is this? This is light speed. And then you have re-entry. So let's see light speed. Okay, it's some kind of purplish. And then there's re-entry, which is like white. That's not going to work. I don't like any of them, to be honest with you. But dark energy probably works the best because it's got the carbon fiber insert thing. So we're just going to go with the dark energy. But just note that I don't care for any of them, to be honest with you. So that was the interior. And yeah, that was all there was to select on the interior. So let's move on. Okay, so series. What does this mean? Series. So there's different versions you can get. Ford GT. Oh, you can get, let's see. Let's hit the info. Feeling nostalgic? The 2017 Ford GT66 Heritage Edition honors the Ford Mark II GT40 driven by Bruce McLaren and Chris Amon, who won the 1966 part of the historic 1-2-3 sweep. Right, so it gives it these traditional looks and sticker packages or maybe badging and things like that. I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to do any numbering or anything like that. So I think the series stuff is cool, but not for my GT. Not for my GT. So let's see if there's anything else to do with this thing. Doesn't look like there's anything else to do. So I was just going to... Oh, that's a nice shot. I don't really care for the seats either. I'm not really that... The car's okay. It's okay. Let's go check out the summary and the specs. Okay, let's do that. All right, so here we are in the summary. I've already downloaded this, so if you like the spec on this, how I put this together, then you can download this from the in the description below, just real quick, just so you know. They tell us all our little things. The exterior color, shadow black. Our interior is dark energy, and we got no stripe. And we can do this in daylight as well, if we so choose. Or wait, I'm sorry, we can do this at night if we so choose. And that doesn't look good. So let's go back to the daylight, and they're just going to show us some different shots in our configuration. And yeah, so that's the 2019 Ford GT Supercar. To be honest with you, I'd rather have a Corvette ZR1. I did a build and price of the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. I'm going to put a link up to that, and I suggest you go over there post haste. All right, if you're still here, thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. And I'm not really impressed with this car. I'm not impressed with it. They could have told us a little bit more about its tech and innovation. Would have been nice. Maybe some prices and all that, because they're selling the car. So I would have liked to know more about it. But yeah, that's the Ford GT. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Other than that, you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.